Hey guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. This is your host Thomas Siri from On the Hot Podcast. Today, this will be the Combat Series episode number 40 for you guys today. Of course, this episode is going to be coming out on all four of our platforms, our Instagram account, our Facebook account, our YouTube account, and our Apple Podcast account. So let's go ahead and dive into the first segment of episode 40 this week of the Combat Series. I'll be sharing my fight summary on the fight that took place in the sport of boxing between Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou. So we saw Friday night in the sport of boxing, we saw Anthony Joshua deliver an impressive knockout victory against Francis Ngannou in the second round in a 10-round boxing match that took place in the sport of boxing. So my thoughts on the fight: what a performance by Anthony Joshua that he displayed against Francis Ngannou in the world of boxing on Friday when he delivered a thunderous second-round knockout that was heard around the world of combat sports against Francis Ngannou. And it only took Anthony Joshua to get rid of one of the baddest men on the planet in Francis Ngannou in a total of 2 rounds and sent him to the canvas not once, not twice, but 3 times in 2 rounds of boxing. And Anthony Joshua did exactly what I said in the game plan I set out for him last week on the Combat Series. He didn't have to go and fight on the inside against a ferocious, powerful puncher in Francis Ngannou. No, Anthony Joshua fought on the outside. He used his dangerous right hand of destruction, using that right hand several times against Francis Ngannou, and feinted Francis Ngannou in for bait to hit him with those ferocious right hands to send him to the canvas not once, not twice, but 3 times against Francis Ngannou, and it earned him a victory and is already in the conversation for knockout of the year, whether it's boxing, MMA, you name it, all combat sports. Anthony Joshua has set the bar for what it looks like to have a ferocious knockout for the calendar year 2024 in combat sports. But I think this version of Anthony Joshua that we're truly seeing, he is very, very comfortable in the boxing ring. This is the most comfortable I've seen him since he was the unified heavyweight champion in the sport of boxing today. And I think if we continue to see this focused Anthony Joshua in the boxing ring, being this cool, calm, and collected in the boxing ring, I think it's only a matter of time for Anthony Joshua has championship gold once again in the heavyweight division. And I think right now you have to say that Anthony Joshua is in the conversation for being a part of fighters that should target the winner of the Tyson Fury-Alexander Usyk fight. I mean, Tyson, right now, if I'm thinking off the top of my head, no rankings in front of me, I have to say Anthony Joshua, in terms of performances, has to be a top 3 heavyweight right now in the sport of boxing. And he should be in line to fight the winner of Tyson Fury and Alexander Usyk next. So, with that being said, what is next for Anthony Joshua after his knockout victory against Francis Ngannou? Now, like I said, this version of Anthony Joshua is spectacular. Right now, he's on a 4-fight winning streak, and he should be active in the heavyweight division. I said he should target the winner of Tyson Fury, Alexander Usyk. However, in that contract that is stated, there is a rematch clause for both sides. Whether Tyson Fury is victorious or Alexander Usyk is victorious, there is a rematch clause that those 2 fighters will fight at least twice in the calendar year 2024, which rules out Anthony Joshua fighting the winner in the calendar year 2024. But it's stated that whoever wins the undisputed heavyweight championship, all 4 of the titles, I should say, the IBF belt will most likely be vacated by the winner, so that could leave Anthony Joshua in line to fight for the vacant IBF heavyweight title. If Anthony Joshua continues to be active for 2024, I think that should be a goal for him. Get some championship gold back around his waist and go after the IBF title. But I could see Anthony Joshua mixing up, going after the IBF title in 2024, potentially fighting Joseph Parker again. Anthony Joshua and Joseph Parker fought back in 2018, where Anthony Joshua became the unified heavyweight champion for the first time in his boxing career. We could see him potentially fight Zhang. Actually, that is another fight that has a rematch clause. The Zhang and Joseph Parker fight that we saw as the co-main event on the Ngannou and Joshua card. Joseph Parker was victorious, so they have a rematch clause. Maybe Anthony Joshua could face the winner of that fight between Parker and Zhang Part 2. or he could potentially fight Deontay Wilder. If Deontay Wilder grows some confidence back in the boxing ring, collects a victory or so, could possibly still see that in 2024. So what's next for Francis Ngannou? Look, I understand Francis Ngannou got knocked out and sent to the canvas 3 times in 2 rounds against Anthony Joshua, but I don't care what anybody says about Francis Ngannou. He has, you guys have to respect the fact that he bet on himself, left an MMA, and proved that he can make money elsewhere. And the man has made over $30 million fighting Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, 2 of the cash cow heavyweights in the boxing division today. And he's fought 2 heavyweights, 2 great heavyweights in his first 2 boxing fights, in Tyson Fury, who he took to the distance in 10 rounds. And then Anthony Joshua, who's a former unified heavyweight champion in his own right. Did he come up short twice? Absolutely, yes. He lost 2 of those fights. But I think it's back to the drawing board for Francis Ngannou. I think he's going to go to the PFL League. I think he is going to have an MMA fight this year in 2024. But I wouldn't rule out the fact that Francis Ngannou still has a future in boxing. Now, I just said his 2 first oppositions were the best heavyweights that the sport has to offer. But he can still fight guys of lesser, he can still fight lesser competition and potentially work his way back up in the heavyweight division, because he still has that puncher's chance, that ferocious knockout power and his repertoire. So I don't think Francis Ngannou should quit boxing, but I think if he wants to take the sport serious, he should fight lesser competition and build his way back up to the top of the heavyweight division. But those are my thoughts on the Anthony Joshua and Francis Ngannou fight that took place in the sport of boxing this weekend.